Hello students, welcome to Avision SSC Bank exams. I'm Sneha ma'am and today I am live with a new topic of English grammar for your exams to help you prepare for your exams nicely and solve the questions very successfully. As I've already said, if you haven't checked out our previous videos on verbs and the tenses, please scroll down the channel and watch the videos as soon as possible because your exams are coming and you need to prepare carefully for the exams. And as we proceed with each of the topics, you will get to understand them more clearly and more fantastically. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's get started with our today's topic, which is adjectives. Today we will be discussing about the types and uses of various adjectives. As I have already said in the previous videos, and I keep saying and emphasizing that why do you need to learn all the topics carefully and study with the examples, because as you know the question pattern of your exam, there are sentence improvement questions and error detection questions and also some comprehensions, vocabulary, everything. So each of the topics are very important in English, and today we have come up with adjectives and their types. I will explain with each example about the uses and the types of the adjectives. So let's get started. So adjectives, are words which describes the noun. They tell us more about the noun. They might be related to quality, they might be related to quantity, number of the noun, anything more detail which you get in the sentence. They are all adjectives. Now all adjectives are not same and any adjective cannot be used anywhere. All of the adjectives have their own specific uses, just like tenses, verbs, everything. So if we have to learn the various kinds of adjectives, we have listed some of them, the most important ones and the usual kinds of sentences that we get. The first one is qualitative adjectives. In the sentence sometimes there's the question that of what kind it is. The noun is of what kind. What kind of a person he is, what kind of the noun is. So that question will be answered by your qualitative adjective. It will tell you more detail about the quality of the noun. How is the noun quality wise? Now, let us take the first example, like he is an avid reader of detective novels. Now, what do you mean by avid? First, and let me tell you, students, that related to adjectives, another important thing which comes and which is extremely vital for your exam is vocabulary. For that, you need to keep learning new words and be aware of their meanings and also know their synonyms, antonyms, and also the slight shades of meaning in all of them, because you cannot use all words and all the synonyms in the same kind of sentences, right? Because all of them have slight shade of difference in their meaning, but yet they are somehow similar. So let us study that with the help of qualitative adjectives. In the first example, it's given, he is an avid reader of detective novels. Now, what do you mean by avid? First, you have to find and know and learn the meanings of words as many as possible, and you have to increase your vocab knowledge with that. So avid means someone who is very enthusiastic and eager to do something, someone who does any task very wholeheartedly and lively, like that person is not forced to do that particular task. So what kind of a reader is he? The person about whom the sentence comes is avid. So what kind of a reader he is? He is an avid reader. So that means he is an enthusiastic reader of detective novels. Instead of avid, you can also use enthusiastic in place of that, and it doesn't make much difference of meaning in those. Okay, in the next one, I've given, he has a voracious appetite. Now, what does this mean? So, voracious means someone, who likes to gorge on food and their hunger or their appetite is very great. They are large eaters. So, and in Google also and in various places, you might find voracious as a synonym of avid, but that word can't be used in all kind of sentences, mostly in hobbies, some hobbies like reading and studies related, and something related to appetite. They take mostly this kind of the qualitative adjective, that is voracious. Next is, he is lucky to have a family who supports his insatiable thirst for travel. Now here, what is the qualitative adjective coming? That is insatiable. And insatiable is inevitably used with thirst because it means a thirst which cannot be quenched or which cannot be satisfied with anything. So insatiable thirst for travel, it implies that this person has this large thirst and this yearning for traveling. Okay, so what kind of the thirst is? It tells you more about the quality of thirst and his enthusiasm for travel, that is insatiable. The next is, she is extremely naive for a 21-year-old. And what is the qualitative adjective over here? It is naive, and naive means someone who is extremely simple, extremely someone who does not know the ways of the world and the wicked ways of the world, someone who is not very aware of that. They think that they are simple and everyone around them is also like that. So it says that what kind of a person? See, it describes more about the quality of the person. So she is extremely naive for a 21-year-old. The next one which comes up is numeral adjectives. And numeral adjectives describes the number of how many persons or things that are meant in the sentence, and also they give you the order of persons and things. It answers how many or what is the order. Let us see the examples and take each of them. The number one is, there are only few people who enjoy watching stage drama. So here, as you can see, few is given in bolds and it is the numeral adjective in this sentence. So it gives you the knowledge that how many people? So there are only few people. There are not many people who are enjoying this, only few. Many is also an example of numeral adjective, by the way. In any other sentence, it can be used. Hari ate 5 mangoes. So how many mangoes? As I have said, it answers how many. It will answer how many. Like qualitative adjectives answer of what kind, what is the nature, what is the kind. So numeral adjective answers how many of the noun. So the first one was few, the next one was 5. The third one is, he stood first in the exam from his district. So it now gives you an order of rank and his rank is first. Again, it tells you something more about the noun, but of what kind? What is the question that this adjective answers you? It is, which rank is this person in? The next one is, he will invite some of his close friends on his birthday party. So how many friends? Again, the same question is being answered by the numeral adjective. How many friends? The person will invite some of his close friends, only some. It could be many also. He will invite many of his friends on his birthday party. So the meaning gets changed there. And the next one is, she made several mistakes from the maths portion. It again answers you how many mistakes. So several mistakes. Several means many, quite a few. So it goes like this. The next one comes with the classification, which is very important for you to know, that is definite numeral adjective, and there are two kinds out of that. See, in some sentences, like if you look at number B, Hari ate 5 mangoes. It gives you the number 5. How many mangoes? 5 mangoes. But if you take number C example, he stood first in the exam from his district. So it answers which rank. But anyway, both are related to numbers, and it gives you the detail regarding the numbering of the noun, isn't it? So 5, 1, 2, anything, these kind of adjectives are called cardinals. They are called cardinals. And if they are related to rank or any order, they are called ordinals. So remember it with order related to ordinals. If they give you first, second, third, fifth, 10th, anything related to order, that is ordinals. Either they will give us the exact number or they will give us the exact order of things. But the next one, which is indefinite numeral adjectives, they do not specify the number or order. It just gives an idea of the number. Right? Like some. Some is just an idea that there will be some people. It's like a middle idea. Like it won't be too much and it won't be too much less also. So it's a middle idea. All is everyone, we can understand. Several means quite a few, means not very less, quite a few. And few again means not very much. Not very much and, very less. So that kind of numeral adjectives, they will be called indefinite numerals. Because when you have them in the sentence, you will just get an idea of the number. They are more like quantity. They are just a little quantity, an idea of the numeral, but they don't give you any exact number or any order, just like the definite ones. Okay. If we come to the third one, we see that it is descriptive adjectives. Now, it refers to, it describes the nouns, okay? It helps us distributive adjectives. They help us allot them in distribution. Like which one is that? Each student will get a bag refers to each one of the number. Here each one. Each is the distributive adjective. The next one is every citizen must perform their duties. So you get an idea of distribution kind of thing. Every means all of them. It includes all citizens. Then the next is either me or my brother will attend the meeting. And we use either or means any two of these people. See, the function is getting distributed between either me or my brother. It implies that this function will either be performed by me or my brother. So out of us, anyone. It will imply any one of us. But the next one is neither me nor my friends attended the party. That means none of the people. It carries a negative sense. Neither carries a negative sense and either carries a positive sense. It will mean that any one of us will surely perform the function. And in neither and nor, it means that no one of us will perform that. It gives an idea of distribution. And here, the next important thing which we come to is noting the use of each and every. Because usually what happens in the error correction questions, each and every will be used in place of each other, right? They will be used in a situation where, might be every should be proper, and in another place each should be proper, but every is used in place of that. They will be exchanged and used like that. But one has to be careful about the use, the particular situation where each and every will be used. They look the same. Often anyone might say that, okay, they are synonymous, so we can use any of them in a place. But no. Each usually refers to individually. Okay, each refers individually to the people of the whole group. If I say each of my friends got a chocolate, I gave chocolate to each of my friends. That means I am talking that I distributed chocolates individually to each of them. Okay, and it also gives you an idea of limited number, because friends we can count, something we can count, that will use each, and every will be used for a total group which is very large. That is why if you pay attention in this example, every citizen must perform their duties. We are not saying each of the citizen must perform their duties, because the concept of citizen, we can't count citizens, right? Citizens are many in number, numerous in number. It implies to population, so it is very large in number, but compared to that, student is much less, almost very less compared to citizen. Student is just a class or just a school of students, so it can be counted. There is a count of students, but there is usually no count of citizens, and it implies an uncountable group. So that is why we have used every. Every will be always used for a large group, and individually it does not imply. It implies to the whole group of citizens, right? Every citizen implies the whole group. Whole. Right. And each citizen, I mean individually. The idea is distributed individually. It's all about the idea of the sentence. Individual distribution means each, and whole distribution means every. Every will be used for a very large group where there is no count of people, and each will be used for a group which is relatively smaller, which you can count at least. Obviously we will pay attention because individually, because it means a limited group, but every, the use of every implies that okay, the group is already very large, so there's no point of individuality. So that is the kind of distributive adjective which is very important. Each and every are usually given in the error correction questions, so please pay attention to that. The fourth one which comes is demonstrative adjectives, right? It points out which one is indicated, which item is indicated. This will answer which one. Let us take the examples like, this is the friend who helped me reach home yesterday. So if there are two people along with me, if there are people along with me, I am demonstrating that this is the person who helped me, and in this way I am indicating more about that noun, that person. And remember that this will be used for something which is near to the subject. That means at hand, that is near to me. That is why I have used this. And it is used only for singular. If it is plural, that adjective will change. We'll come later to that. Then number B is, that boy is industrious. That means I am demonstrating that that is the boy who is industrious. And industrious means, hardworking. Okay, so, and that will be used for something which is distant, which is not near me. That is why I have used that. If I have to demonstrate something, the one which is near to me will be referred as this. This is the book I want. I love this dress. So it already gives the idea that, okay, this is near to me. This is at hand. This is just close to me. But regarding that, it gives you the idea that, okay, I'm pointing to something. I'm already pointing that, okay, that is the boy who is industrious. Something which is distant from the speaker. And again, this is the singular use of that. That is used for singular purposes. But if we have to use plurally, if we have to use something plurally, suppose there are more than one person or thing, the noun is more than one, it automatically changes to these. THESE, these. So again, that is near to the speaker, but the use is plural. So this and these. THIS is for singular and THESE is for plural, and both are near to the speaker. These items are needed for my assignment. That means the items are just near to me. I am demonstrating and answering the question that which are the items that are needed? These items are needed for me. Okay. And items, so that is again plural. But when something is distant and not near me, it changes to those. THOSE. It changes to those. Those goons have to be punished. Again, it is used for plural, but that is distant, that is not near me. I am demonstrating that, okay, those are the people. See, people is already plural. Goons is plural. So remember that. Singular use which is near is this and these, and something which is distant from me, I have to point out at that. That will be that for singular use, and plural use will be those. THOSE. So it demonstrates the noun which one. It will point out that which one. If it is near, that okay, this one or these one, these are the one. And for something which have to be pointed out, so that will be that. That is the person who helped me. Or that boy is bad. That boy is good. Those are the people who came to our house. Exactly, etc. Like that. Next, coming to number 5, which is interrogative adjectives. So if you have studied the kinds of sentences, if you are aware of the kinds of sentences previously, interrogative means questions, okay, related to questions. Who, what, which, all of them are WH adjectives, WH adjectives. What are the subjects you like to study? These are the adjectives that are used in only questions. So that is why their nature is of questioning. Interrogative adjectives. What are the subjects you like to study? Then which way shall we go? Whose book is it? Like that. These are the interrogative adjectives which will be used for asking questions only. The next one and the last one, as usual, is very important and has to be clearly studied and understood if you have to solve the questions very nicely. That will be quantitative adjective. As the name suggests, it is related to quantity, and that is why it will answer how much of something. It will indicate how much of something. It will emphasize or say you more about how much of the noun or anything. He ate some rice and vegetables. How much rice and vegetable did he eat? He ate some rice. So it gives you an idea of the quantity of the rice. So that is why it is the quantitative adjective. I do not have any cookies left to give. So there are no cookies with the person, and it gives you that is there anything, how much cookies? No cookies, in a negative sense. See, the sentence is a negative one. Okay, when we scroll down, we will talk about the use of some and any. We will talk about it more. Now with these examples, they lost all their wealth. So how much wealth did they lose? They lost all their wealth. So it gives you an idea of the quantity of the wealth. There has not been sufficient rain this year. Again, sufficient is a quantitative adjective giving you an idea of how much rain. but which is not sufficient this year. Sufficient is a quantitative adjective. She has no knowledge of this world. That means zero. But again, it's a quantity only. So how much knowledge? No knowledge. The sense it gives is obviously negative, that there is nothing, no knowledge. But yeah, that's a quantitative adjective, no knowledge. Any quantity, what is the, now the quantity can be anything. The quantity can be many, the quantity can be zero, but anyway that is a quantity. So all these are quantitative adjective. She is left with little resources for herself and her child. Again, see, the idea is giving of a quantitative adjective, that how much resource? It is little resource. The resource, the quantity can indicate to anything, any middle, very large, very small, zero, anything. So again, this little is a quantitative adjective. And here in this portion, as I've written and shown you with the examples that how it is different, use of some and any. Often there are confusions regarding regarding the use of some and any. So it's important to know that. See, some will be used for affirmative sentences, and for this you have to learn the kinds of sentences. Kind of sentences are important. What kind of a sentence? Previously I said about interrogative sentences and interrogative adjectives, right? Interrogative means something pertaining to questions. Kinds of sentence has to be known. Okay, yeah. So affirmative means something which is positive. There is no negative sense. There is no use of not or none like these. These are the negative words, right? Which implies that no. Which implies no. Some is used always in positive sentences. Take the example, I will make some pasta today. So the sense is positive. We are not concentrating on the quantity, but just the kind of sentence it is used in. That means some amount of pasta I will make. So it's a positive sense. But in the next sentence, say, I will not make any pasta today. So any is always used in a negative sentence which involves no, not, like this. No and not. There are various kinds of negative sentence which implies none of them. None is also a negative word. None. So any should always be used in a negative sentence. You can't use any in place of some. Yeah. Next one is little. Little is also an important quantitative adjective. Use of little, only little, the sense is negative. It's not about the sentence. Sentence and sense both are different. The sentences, the use of no, not, none and any other negative word in a sentence. But sense means the meaning of the sentence. What meaning is it implying to you? Take, for example, she has little resources to provide for her baby. So what is the meaning coming out? That she does not have much resources left with her. There is very little resource with her right now. So the sense is a negative one. We are getting worried that okay, the amount of resource is not very much. Only little. There is no article along with little. Okay, pay attention. There is no article. There is only the word little. She has little resource to provide for her baby. But when it is changed to a little, it immediately changes. The meaning gets changed. And how it is changed? It is changed to something which gives us hope. The sentence is the sense it gives, the meaning it makes is somewhat a hopeful sense. It is not a negative one anymore. There is a little hope for his recovery. Often doctors say, okay, there is a little hope of his recovery. So the meaning is what? The meaning is giving us hope that, okay, something is still left. So this is how these small things are very important. If you don't pay attention in the sentence, what kind of error that is making, if you will not select the correct answer, right? So one article can make a lot of difference to the meaning of the sentence. It's making an entirely new kind of sense. Only little gives us an impression that, okay, something is very little, the quantity is not much, the quantity of resource she has been left with is very less, so that is a negative meaning. But when we have a little, that means something is still left. Okay, a little is always used in those kind of sentences, that okay, something is still left behind, everything has not been finished, there is a feeling of hope and positive thing for that. There is a little hope of his recovery. So these are the things like this. I hope we have covered most of the important adjectives and the uses. And lastly, I would like to say that always pay attention to the use of either, neither, either or, neither nor. Okay, either will be used in cases where we mean that any one of us will do, either me or this other person. But neither has a negative sense, that none of us will do, nor not me or this other person, between any of these no one. And either means any of us. So use of either or, neither nor. Use of each and every. Each and every is also important, as I would like to repeat. Each is used for individual demonstration distribution, individual distribution. And that is why it always implies to a smaller group, which you can count. They're like students, like friends, all of these, family members, all of these. But for every, we have to remember that there is no individual demonstration, that is to the whole group, that is the total group I'm talking about. Okay, total group, that is why mostly it is very large compared to the use of each. Every is used mostly for countrymen, citizens, something which we usually don't have the count, something which is very large in number. So they involve the use of every, and it implies to the total group, it indicates to the total group, and each only for individuals. And the use of some and any. Some will be always used in an affirmative sentence, that is a positive one, and any only in a negative one. I will not make any pasta, I will make some pasta. So this is the difference. And use of little is also very important. A small article can change a lot of things. Okay, when it is meaning a little, it gives us that okay, something is still left, only a little is left, but at least something is left. So there's a feeling of hope, there is a little hope of his recovery, there is a little possibility of his success. So in these kind of sentence where there is okay, something is still left, but when it is only little, there is no article with that, the sense is a negative one, that okay, the amount is, or the quantity is very little, so yeah, the situation is a negative one. So these are the things you need to pay attention for the exams, and error correction, sentence reconstruction, and improvement questions. So thank you for today, students, and if you want any kind of changes, and if you want to add anything to our videos, how you're feeling about the videos, please watch the videos about the other topics which we have already finished. So thank you.